Right, so over the last few weeks there's been some confusing rumours regarding the 11-inch iPad Pro getting mini LED, because we have some sources, some very credible sources, telling us that no, this iPad is not getting the mini LED upgrade, but now we have another source coming in, completely going against them, and saying that yes, we are going to see mini LED on this iPad. And so let's try and make some sense of this, but first make sure to like and subscribe for the latest Apple news and rumours, and with that being said, let's just tuck in. So the source of this report is a Twitter user called Bob. Yes, I'm being serious, he's actually called Bob. I know that does not sound very legit, and to be honest, he's a very new source, so do take this with a grain of salt. But basically, in case you don't know, Ross Young, a very credible display supply chain expert, believes the 11-inch iPad Pro with the M2 chip won't be getting the mini LED upgrade. And his main reasoning was because Apple's seen success with the 12.9-inch iPad Pro this year because it exclusively has the mini LED tech, and obviously at the end of the day, Timothy, wants your cash, so upselling you to the higher end, bigger model does of course appeal to Apple. But now Bob swoops in and tells us that no, Ross Young's gonna be wrong because he believes we're gonna see mini LED on the 11-inch M2 iPad Pro. So who do I side with here? Well, of course on paper Ross Young's a way more credible source, and so he's more likely to be right. But you know what guys, I do actually kinda side with Bob on this because yes, I totally understand that Apple wants to upsell you to the bigger size. But of course, without the mini LED upgrades, the 11-inch iPad Pro in the lineup kinda makes no sense. You see, right now the iPad range is kind of a mess because the iPad Air was supposed to get the A15 chip and be on par with the iPad mini, but instead it got the M1 upgrade. And so because of this, I do think there should be more differentiation between the 11-inch iPads. Now yes, I know this iPad's going to have the M2 chip, which is going to be slightly more powerful than the M1 chip, but do remember the iPads can barely take advantage of the M1 power, so of course, having even more power with the M2 chip is really not gonna be much of an upsell. But like Ross Young told us, many are willing to pay the premium for the mini LED tech, and so giving us that on the 11-inch size is definitely gonna be a massive selling point for the 11-inch iPad Pro over the iPad Air 5. And before people are worried about this cannibalizing the 12.9-inch size, do remember that's still going to be a way more immersive experience with the bigger screen, and so that alone should be enough of a selling point to get the 12.9-inch size. But ultimately, I do think Apple should be giving us the same specs for both sizes, like they do with the MacBook Pros and the iPhone Pro series. And actually, I do see the 2021 iPad Pro refresh similar to the iPhone 12 Pro series because both of these ranges had exclusive features for their biggest models, but we saw with the 13 Pro series, Apple brought those down to the regular size, and I'm assuming the 12 Pro Max initially only had those options because of supply shortages. And yeah, actually that is the only reason I can think of that could justify Apple not giving us mini LED on the smaller size, because if there are still supply issues with this tech, then of course keeping it to one model does make sense. But apart from that, I'm siding with Bob on this, and I do think we're gonna see the 11-inch iPad Pro get mini LED. But guys, tell me your thoughts. Do you think the 11-inch size is gonna get mini LED or not? Anyways, thank you for watching guys, make sure to like and subscribe for the latest Apple news and rumours. Check out the video above on details regarding the iPhone 14 series, and on that note, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya peeps!